Today we're talking about patching up some simple masonry work around the house.
And if you're a beginner like I am, don't worry about it. We are in great hands with David. He's done this a bunch of times, and all we have to do is just wear our Sunday best.
Just pick out your rattiest clothes in the closet because it is a dirty job.
Yeah.
It can be anything from repairing a sidewalk, brickwork, stonework, or today we're going to try a garden bed.
Okay, show us what we're gonna need then.
First things first, picking out the right concrete or mortar. There are a ton of options at the home supply store, so knowing the difference between the two is key. Concrete is made up of cement, sand, and stone aggregate. The stone is what gives it strength. That's why it's used in major structures like sidewalks or footings on a house. Mortar is made up of cement, sand, and lime. It gives it elasticity with a smaller stone aggregate. That's why it's used between stonework or brickwork on the joints. Today we're going to be using a Type S mortar because we're putting it between stones on a garden bed. As you can tell, it's a smaller blend of stone aggregate. It's almost like a powder, but it will still give us the strength that we need. The tools you're going to need, basic but necessary. 2 buckets, one for water, one for the concrete or mortar mix. Gloves, very important. It is corrosive stuff to work with. A spade shovel, a hammer, a chisel, a trowel, a pointer tool, a rubber mallet, a level, and a sponge. This is the garden bed that we're talking about. It's got a few loose stones, and we want to make sure they stick. So we pick them up, get them out of the way, take our chisel and hammer, and we're just trying to flatten out the surface and clean up where the new mortar has a place to stick.
Good.
All right, honey, let's
Yes.
fill our bucket up with water so we can clean the area which we're working in. Now, we're gonna make our mortar mix. It's
All right.
very simple, so let's not overthink it.
What's it supposed to look like?
It's supposed to be a cookie dough consistency.
Oh, I know what that looks like.
So here you go. Go ahead. Just
right.
take a couple of shovelfuls and put them in there.
All
We
right.
don't need too much today because we're just doing a couple of stones. Great. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect amount.
Thank you.
Now we're just adding water.
From the hose again?
Yep.
All right.
Perfect. Okay.
Should I start stirring it too?
You can use your same shovel if you'd like.
All right. Cookie dough status has been achieved.
All right. We've got our nice mortar mix, some water to clean up, and a drop cloth to catch any of our stuff that may fall.
All right.
If you want, you can pick up that stone for me. This will be the first one. So we'll take our mortar, put it right where we want it. Okay.
Like a big glob of it.
Yeah, a big glob, and kind of make a bed for the stone to sit in. I put a little peak in it as well, just so it can expand
Spread out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and you can set the stone right in there. Perfect. Can I make it level with the others?
How's that?
That's perfect. Okay. So now, you see this excess kind of coming out the side. You want to use your trowel to kind of get that away,
Okay.
like that. Yeah. Make sure it's not coming out too much on the sides.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna scoop it up. I got gloves.
Sure.
Go.
Okay. Now, you may not know it, but even your gloves have some dust from the mortar on it. So that's when you want to use your sponge or cloth. I'll just take this wet cloth and I'll just wet the stone and try and take off any of the mortar dust that may be on there, because once it sticks, it's gonna be there and it's quite a bear to get it back off.
Okay. Got it. David, you're the expert. Can you show us how it's really done?
Okay, so right here we've got a pretty big crack. We've got our loose stones, but we've got a crack going all the way down to the ground. It's just cosmetic. This is not structural, so we're gonna fill it with mortar.
Okay.
So what you do is you take a big scoop. This is a pointer tool right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just try and fill this from the bottom up without making too much of a mess. And I just use my pointer tool to pack the mortar into the crack. Working with mortar can be like making art, and it takes time and a lot of practice. It's starting to firm up, and I'm just finishing pointing this section. But the trick to making this look really professional is cleaning up afterwards. All right, honey, I've finished up this section. I think you can do these top stones, though.
Trust me?
Yeah, I trust you with it.
All right. So take the trowel.
Take the trowel. Yeah. Good job. Now you can use the back side of the trowel to kind of flatten it out, make a bed for your stone.
Okay. This stone goes here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wiggle it down in there with both hands. Press really hard. Don't worry about the stuff falling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good luck.
Use your strength.
We're just taking any excess that came off the bottom, putting it back in the bucket, and using our pointer tool to smoothen out the edges and in between these rocks. We just gotta let it dry now. If it's really, really hot outside, you can wet the bag that the mortar came in or wet a towel and just put it over the top of it, because if it dries too quickly, it will crack.
It'll crack.
Thankfully, we've got some shade here, another couple of hours of sunlight, so we'll just leave it for tomorrow and see how it comes out.
Awesome. Okay, David, what do you think?
Let me check it out. Oh, this looks great.
Yeah?
It's been 24 hours. It's nice and dried out, nice and sturdy. No more wiggly stones in your garden bed. Job well done.
You too.
I did take a level and checked it out. Spot on.
Yay!
Looking
Very
great.
good. Good job.
Very impressed by you.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm quite an impressive woman.
Hopefully this helps out around the house, and we'll see you for the next project.